Live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, welcome to Hey Coach on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. Protect your car's home, life, and business with Alfa. Get a quote or find a local agent at alfainsurance.com. Hey Coach is also brought to you by Everwood, the official treated lumber of Alabama Athletics. Ford, for great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Yellow Hammer Brewing, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Toyota, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now, live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, this is Hey Coach.
Welcome, everybody. We are so glad to have you with us for another edition of Hey Coach here at Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. I'm Chris Stewart. Tom Stipe, our producer, alongside with Jerry Kelly at the controls back in our CTSN studios. A busy show coming up this evening. Coach Nate Oats will be joining us by phone in just a little bit, and also one of his Tide players will be present with us here at Baumhower's. It's Dioubate for the men's basketball team. Look forward to visiting with Coach by phone and with Mo in person here in Tuscaloosa. Of course, the Crimson Tide getting set to play on Friday afternoon in the NCAA men's basketball tournament, fourth consecutive year that the Tide, under Coach Oats, have been able to advance to the NCAA tournament. All 4 years that we've had a tournament since Coach has been on board. Yes, he's been the coach now 5 seasons, but if you'll recall, that was the COVID year where the season was cut short. We didn't have an NCAA tourney that year, but every year since, Coach and the Tide have been part of the NCAA field and a number 4 seed in which they will be taking on the 13th seed in the NCAA tournament. We are heading to Spokane, Washington, where the Crimson Tide will be in action for their first-round matchup against Charleston. Also on the show today, we'll be talking Bama Gymnastics. Justin Spring, assistant coach on the Crimson Tide staff, is here, and also one of their talented gymnasts will start us off in just a moment. It's Ella Burgess who is here and will be a part of the program. We look forward to visiting with Ella and having a lot more for you from right here, again, at Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. Our program continues right after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Come shop everything game day at Pants Store. We're a one-stop shop for women's, men's, and kids' clothing, shoes, and accessories. For the ladies, we have game day rompers, tops, skirts, skirts, white boots, and clear bags. For the guys, we have game day polos, button-downs, quarter zips, and hats. Choose from famous name brands like Foreign Legend, Antigua, Cutter & Buck, Gentile, and more. We can't wait to see you at Pants Store. Shop in store at our 6 locations or online at pantsstore.com. Roll Tide!
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When you live in SEC country, you feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. And like SEC fans, we'll never quit. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
We've all been caught up in the little chores that pile up every day. The dishes in the sink, the trash that needs taking out, the pesky check engine light. Isn't it time to make a change and escape to a whole new world of possibilities? Where there's dinner without dishes, nights filled.
We're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. It's available at the App Store and at Google Play. Download that Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app now for free. We're back at Baumhower's Victory Grill, the official watch party location of the Crimson Tide. And this segment of Hey Coach is presented by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Refreshingly delicious, but with zero sugar. Yep, Coke Zero Sugar is the best Coke ever. And we have a gymnast from the best program ever, the University of Alabama Crimson Tide. We're pleased to welcome in Ella Burgess to the program.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. The smiling face. It's almost as if every time you ladies come here, I know you're not smiling because of me. It's like, okay, I'm about to start the routine. I'm supposed to smile. How much of that do you ladies work on?
The smiling part?
The smiling part.
We all got our own things, but I think my main thing is the smile.
Start with, well, it's a good one. It's a really good one.
Thank you.
Okay. It's the smile, and then it's go attack. So tell me about what it's like to walk into an environment such as the one you did last Friday at Oklahoma, where I say hostile. It's not like basketball or football where they're constantly booing you and stuff like that. But you're used to everybody cheering for you, and I'm going to imagine they were sitting back just waiting.
A little something like that,
A little something like that? Tell me about it.
I mean, we kind of knew going in there what it was going to be like, so we really just tried to focus on what we could, focus on our environment, our team, our little Bama bubble, and just create a fun environment in our own little environment, and that's exactly what we did, and I think it really paid off in the end.
What's the toughest thing about going somewhere like that?
Yeah, I think that just being in the SEC, it really prepares you for kind of any environment. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on at most SEC environments, so going to something like Oklahoma, it's really just making it familiar, making it like our home arena, and just treating it like any other day.
All right. So from a prep standpoint, anything different? You know, we hear all the stories about coaches going to the indoor facility for football. They're cranking up the opposing team's fight song, get you ready for what that's like on the road. How does Coach Johnston prepare you?
Yeah, we do a lot of that, I think, on beam. Because you, at an away meet, you end on beam. So in practice, we'll, kind of like, I guess, football, we'll crank the music, crank the other team's song, play sing-along songs, make it really loud in there. So you're really forced to focus on yourself and focus on the event that you're doing. And, yeah, we kind of make it crazy in practice to make it a little bit more normal in the meet.
That's something a lot of people may not be aware of. You've got multiple events going on, usually two going on at the same time. So while floor exercise may be taking place, where they are getting into it and all that, you're trying, I mean, the beam's tough enough as it is, but you've got the distraction of them cheering for maybe something else that's going on while you're trying to focus and lock in on something that takes so much precision like that does.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, we do that in practice to try and just be able to transfer that every single time that we go up at an away meet or any environment in general, but I think it really does transfer, and at the end of the day, it's you and the piece of equipment and what you're going to do on that.
SEC Championships next. Tell me how excited you are to participate in that in New Orleans coming up.
So excited. I mean, SECs is really my favorite meet every single year. environment, the rivalry, everything about SECs is just so special, and it's really a good time for us to showcase what we're doing. We're building every single week, and I'm really excited to see what we put out there this weekend.
We appreciate your time so very much. Thanks for hanging out with us a little bit on a Monday.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Great to meet you. Ella Burgess from Alabama Gymnastics joining us here at Baumhower's Victory Grille, and we invite all diehard basketball fans to compete in the second annual Bracket Challenge. Sign up at baumhowers.com or scan the QR code at your favorite Baumhowers location. Register now and fill out your brackets by March 21st for a chance to win a $500 Visa gift card grand prize. When we come back, we will indeed be talking more gymnastics with Justin Spring, assistant coach on Coach Ashley Johnston's staff. It's coming up next here at Baumhower's Victory Grille on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container, because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. Hey, Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Coming up in just a little while, Coach Nate Oats will be with us, brought to you in part by Yellowhammer Brewing. But right now, we are talking Alabama Gymnastics with assistant coach on Ashley Johnston's staff, Justin Spring.
Hello.
Kind enough to spend some time with us. So let's see. Grew up in Northern Virginia, coached for 20 years at Illinois. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that you haven't experienced too many weather days on March 18th.
No, this is pretty wild. We got a monster freeze coming in. What's up with that?
Well, again,
I thought we were full-blown summer based off last week.
In this past weekend, but we've got enough of you Northerners here that we don't want y'all to completely feel lost, so we give you like one day
Just to feel
in the
home
middle
again.
of spring to make you feel home. And then
I really appreciate that. I brought all my plants back inside today.
Good move.
Yeah.
Good move on your part. We were talking during the break. 20 years at Illinois.
Student athlete, assistant coach, head coach for 14 of those years.
That's amazing. And also your experience, obviously, from a head coaching standpoint and assistant on the men's side of things. Now here you come to one of the premier women's programs in all of college gymnastics at the University of Alabama. Tell us about how the path winds up here in Tuscaloosa. Before we get into the other part, we were talking during the break as well.
It's a fairly long, actually it's not that long of a story. Men's gymnastics has been on the decline in NCAA for quite some time, and always just loved being a coach. It's something I can't imagine doing anything else. I wouldn't sit behind a desk for much longer than 20 minutes before I go stir crazy. So being in a gym, coaching with athletes is one of my favorite things to do, and I didn't want to leave that. But men's gymnastics with it just essentially being eradicated from the NCAA world, I felt a little bit like a DVD salesman, or it's a very niche market, but we're not doing, it's kind of phasing out. So conversely, women's gymnastics in the NCAA is exploding, more viral, performances weekend after weekend, and television coverage ratings are up. And so I always knew it was a pathway. I had I couldn't believe that getting into a premier program like Alabama would have been an opportunity. But you make one connection down the road 8 years ago or 6 years ago, I guess, with Ashley Johnson, and then here I am. We just connected, and she was looking for a coach, and we coached at Illinois together for 10 months. She was an assistant coach on the women's side, and I was the head men's coach, and we shared a gym space. And apparently I didn't mess too many things up. She thought I'd be a good hire, so here I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so you talked also, I thought it was really interesting. First time you've coached women.
Yep.
And what is different? What was different coaching the men versus coaching the women from a sport standpoint?
Well, there's two less events. We share floor and vault. They have uneven bars and beam. We have pommel horse rings, high bar, and parallel bar. Did I say parallel bars? Parallel bars, pommel horse rings, and it doesn't matter. We have 6, and they have 4.
Got it.
This is how far removed I am.
That's
I did it for 20 years.
You flushed it quickly.
You have
nice
to.
Job.
I was on board. I was drinking from a fire hose the last 18 months.
I'm sure.
But as far as creating team dynamics and getting everyone to buy in, the principles are fairly the same. I certainly was freaking out for a while before I stepped into the gym and an all-women's program. And I later learned that it really wasn't that it was a women's team versus a men's team. It was more I'd never walked into a gym with a group of athletes that I didn't know and know well. Right. It was complete strangers. And, one of the things I've said through this whole process is I think that your coaching intensity has to mirror the depth of your relationship. And at that point, I had 0 relationship with these 18 women. And that scared living daylights out of me because I'm supposed to be their coach and mentor. And there was some points there where, I think they're used to being coached a certain way. And I said that would be almost irresponsible for me to give you that direction right now because I don't know you well enough to be able to weigh in like that on this particular issue. And I just so there were some growing pains, but I think we've quickly grown past that, and I feel like we're in a really good position. And I love being here. This team's incredible.
I can tell you really feel that way because we were talking off air about Ella, who had been on with us earlier, Ella Burgess, for those of you just tuning in, and she kind of exemplifies your roster. Great young ladies and people you love being around and working with and help them become the very best version of what they can.
Yeah, she's still here. I wish I could tell her this again. I don't tell her enough, but she is a one-of-a-kind human. And we've got – that sounds silly because we got a lot of those on our team. But
I know what you mean.
They're just incredible people. And but Ella specifically, from a leadership standpoint, a positivity standpoint, you commented on her smile that she brings. That is, permanently on her face. And she'll come off a brutal week, a rough day, a rough week, whatever, and show up to practice. You'd never know the difference. She's a shining beacon of light and positivity in our gym, and that really comes out in competition. Whether we're up by a point or down by a point, you'd never know the difference. She just performs the heck out of everything she does.
How do you deal with that?
Unlimited positivity?
No, the coaching really, aspect. Sorry,
it's really easy.
The coaching part when females as opposed to men, because guys you can get after and you can often speak to a certain way, and there are females that I know you can as well, but it's not quite the same. So where have you learned that? And I guess maybe what have you learned from Ashley and others who have coached women's gymnastics in terms of that aspect of it?
That's a great question. I've been a student for sure the last 18 months here, 20 months, or however long it's been. My coaching philosophy, however, was always you have to meet people where they're at, and there's a self-awareness, but there's also like an interpersonal communication understanding you have to have again with your athletes, and the depth of your relationship tremendously weighs on how much you can lean into uncomfortable or push them into growing in a certain way. And we talk about this all the time on the team. Your true growth is where you're uncomfortable and you're not feeling completely safe. And so, like Ella was saying, we absolutely challenge and push them, but not before they're ready, because there are limits to that. If you put someone in a situation that they feel completely in utter chaos, there's not going to be growth there. So there is a magic window for growth without question, and making sure that you understand who you're working with first before you start to push. It was one of, I think, the most important things I learned as a young coach. And coming on with Ashley, that's exactly what we did. Last year was like a learning and listening tour. We needed to know who we were working with and understand the team dynamics, and wanted to know really, really, really well before we just started leaning in and, setting unbelievably high standards to try to win a national championship month one. I think we would have lost the trust of the team. It was it's a lesson in patience for me too, because I haven't had to do that in a very long time.
We're talking with Justin Spring, gymnastics assistant coach at the University of Alabama. If Nate Oats' team, and this has happened on more than one occasion this year, scores 85, 90 points, but you don't win the game, nobody's excited that you had 85, 90 points. There's a little difference in gymnastics
yes,
and in other sports. Technically, you lost at Oklahoma. You didn't have as high a score as they did, but there's no defense that you can play against the other side, and yet you were the first opponent to have a score of 198 against Oklahoma, which to me says your young ladies were able to rise to the occasion and the atmosphere there, obviously, to be able to score at that level.
Yeah, yes, sir. They are performing at an unbelievably high level right now. Very few teams are able to score above a 198. To put it into context, we're a very subjective sport. It was their senior night. They have an unprecedented group of seniors. That's kind of a magical moment for them to kind of all the stars align. And judges are humans, and they know that. And I can't really speak about judges, but I will say that judging absolutely fluctuates and operates differently in different venues. What I will say is going in to SEC championships this weekend, there's going to be a massive panel on each event, and the scores are going to be more correct than you may be able to argue one way or another throughout the dual meet season. And so, to Ella's point, we're very excited. Our team is, if we were stock, I'd invest pretty heavily right now. We're trending in a really great direction. I love where they're at physically, but mostly just mentally. They're really attacking assignments. Their deliberate, purposeful approach to their turns in practice are everything you'd want as a coach, and then they show up to the meet and they do what they've been doing. That's all you can really ask for. So that's very exciting to see that working out, and they're responding really well to challenges. And that's a team that's going to, I think, do really well in postseason. So we're really excited where we're at.
And finally, I would think you're excited about being a quad meet. It's the fourth one you've been in. The other three, you finished first in each of those, so you've been able to fare well when you've had that type of setting, that type of environment.
We'd love to do that again.
Yeah, I'm sure. That'd be really nice to keep the momentum going. So what is different from a gymnastics standpoint when you compete with multiple squads there as opposed to just one V1, so to speak?
I think our team thinks it's easier, and so do I. I don't want to say easier because it's the SEC championships. This is a brutal meet. Some unbelievable teams on the floor this weekend, but it's a total four event cluster. It's crazy. There's things going on, 4 teams at once. Each fan section is going to be erupting at all various times, and you kind of can get lost in the white noise on some level versus a dual meet.
I know nothing about gymnastics, but I was about to say white noise because I
just drowns out the chaos. And so it's just you and your thoughts and your squad. And yes, we have absolutely prepared them for the intensity of these moments. But I do think a quad meet helps. It's able to stay just absolutely enveloped in you, your team, and your mission and your routine. So go in, get it done. Whereas a dual meet, it's like you can hear a pin drop in some of these venues because it's like they finish their routine and then zoop, and the home team's like, shh.
Right.
And it's brutal competing at some of these away meets. And, you're expected to be perfect on a 4-inch beam, and you stick the landing in the whole 9 yards. Like, it's brutal. Our sport is really tough. I make the comparison all the time. It's like having to kick the game-winning field goal from, 50 yards out every time. And when you don't miss, you're expected to, and if you miss, you ruined it for everyone, right? Like, so it is a really tough mind game. Gymnastics is pretty unreal in that way. So, but I think they're in a good spot. I think they're ready to do their jobs, and just stay focused on them and go out and be a great team.
Excited to see the team compete in New Orleans. Great to talk to you. Enjoyed the visit very, very much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me on.
Justin Spring, the assistant gymnastics coach on head coach Ashley Johnston's squad, kind enough to join us here at Baumhower's Victory Grille. Also, the performance of the week is presented by Everwood Treatment Company. Everwood, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Everwood, wood treated right. The performance of the week goes to Alabama men's golf for Jonathan Grizz, who carded the second lowest score in school history for strokes under par in a round with his 10 under 62 on Sunday, leading the 16th ranked Alabama men's golf team to the opening round lead at the 2024 Linger Longer Invitational. The Tide a 21 under 267, the lowest total in relation to par, and the second best single round score in program history, taking a 9-stroke lead after 18 holes. They played today. We'll give you an update on that before we go off air as well. But congratulations again to Jonathan Grizz, our Everwood Performer of the Week. Again, Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. Protect your car's home life and business with Alfa. Get a quote or find a local agent at alfainsurance.com. Coach Nate Oats joining us on the other side of the break here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Yellowhammer Brewing is proud to sponsor the Alabama Crimson Tide. Yellowhammer Brewing has been crafting fine beers for the state of Alabama for 12 years running. Their beers include a variety of classic styles, including their latest release, Yellowhammer Gold, a light, easy-drinking American lager. These guys are local and doing great things for their community. You can find their beers at grocery stores, restaurants, and craft beer shops throughout the state. Check them out at yellowhammerbrewing.com. Make your next pint of Yellowhammer and roll Tide.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Looking for the perfect match?
Oh, yeah. Look at you.
Find a vehicle you'll love at the Toyota Ready, Set, Go event. Toyota, let's go places. Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota RAV4. Offer valid through April 1st, 2024. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.08 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fee. See dealer for details.
Hi, we're RJ Young. We offer technology solutions that power your business, school, hospital, church, law firm, and more. RJ Young will empower your office to be the modern office. That means an office that integrates technology as a business advantage, all to help you work smarter. From managed IT services, office equipment, and technology, business process outsourcing, and digital communications, we're proud to be your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Come visit us at rjyoung.com.
Game clock at 38. Jalen getting the snap, taking the knee, and the white flag has been waved from the Georgia sideline. And what do you say, folks? Let's get out of here. Bama, a winner over the Georgia Bulldogs, claiming the SEC title.
For a limited time, get your Chris Stewart Let's Get Out of Here t-shirt at Coleman Coliseum this basketball season, or order online at jnjapparel.net.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 66 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Against Nelson, lost it. Grant took it away. Here comes Bama. Mark Sears to the rim, lays it in. Bama by 4 with 1:38 to go. This segment of Hey Coach presented by Homewood Suites by Hilton in downtown Tuscaloosa. Make yourself at home, stay in comfort, and enjoy the great options of the on-site 205 bar and restaurant. Homewood Suites by Hilton in Tuscaloosa, proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. Chris Stewart back with you here at Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. Glad to have you with us. As again, Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. Protect your cars, home, life, and business with Alfa. Get a quote or find a local agent at alfainsurance.com. We go to the Yellowhammer Brewing Hotline and welcome in the head coach of the Alabama men's basketball team, Coach Nate Oats. Good to talk to you, sir. I know you are asking your guys at times to play hurt, and you're having to do the same right now. But thanks for being on with us.
I'm all right. I'm just fighting a little cold. My voice is leaving me a little bit. We're not too bad though.
Coach, with all due respect, how do you tell when you're losing your voice? I've done a lot of interviews with you over the years where you've had to grab the water, and I think you're fighting it all the time. What's different now?
This time it's not from the yelling. I'm a little cold or something. Like a little too much pollen in the air here in Alabama.
Good deal. Well, look, I know the weekend ended sooner than you wanted it to, but from a preparation standpoint and really a healing standpoint for your team, I'm not so sure that in a couple of weeks, Coach, we wouldn't sit here and say, you know what, maybe this worked out best. But that was not the mood, obviously, on Friday night late.
No, I mean, you're in a tournament, you're trying to win it. Our plan was to go win it again. You know, we won it last year and 2 years before that. So that was our plan. You know, it didn't work out. We didn't play particularly well against Florida. And, you know, we got sent home early. But like you said, look at everything, try to pull the positives out of it. We're getting a little more rest on our legs for some of these guys that, you know, that might be a little tired. You know, we'll have played one game in 12 days by the time we play again, which hopefully we're fresh. And, you know, and to play great defense, you need to be fresh. I think we'll be there, but that's the plan. You know, we got a good matchup against Charleston. Good as in, like, they're a good team. They play similar to us. So we know how to guard. I mean, I think the way we play is the hardest way to guard, but we also guard it every day in practice because they're very similar to us. So I like our matchup in some regards, and you know, this isn't a team that's I don't think is gonna slow it down and try to turn it into a grinded up game. That's not what they've done all year.
Thoughts on going west? And I know once it tips off, it's a gym. It's the same dimensions everywhere you're going. The floor is even going to look the same at every gym where NCAA tournament games are taking place. But the reality is we're leaving tomorrow afternoon in order to travel cross country, and that is different unless you're from the state of Alabama. And everybody, I think, just about except for Sanford's going there. So that part is not uncommon, but yet collectively maybe it is to pick up, go cross country. But that's kind of why you challenged your team with the schedule you did earlier, isn't it?
No, it is. I mean, we played a tough schedule. Shoot, we've been out west. We played Arizona and Phoenix. You know, we went out and played in Omaha. We've played some very good teams, and we played on the road and kind of all over in Toronto as well. So, you know, and we've been out west before. You know, when I was at Buffalo, we played out in Boise. Worked out well for us. We beat Kentucky out there, or not Kentucky. We lost Kentucky. Beat Arizona and lost to Kentucky, and then we went to Tulsa, beat Arizona State, and you know, so I personally coach in the NCAA tournament out west, and look, it is a far travel. We're going a long ways, but it's even further for Charleston to get out there. So it's not as if we're going out west and playing Gonzaga and Spokane. You know, we've got a team that's even further east than us that's got to go further, and so it is what it is. We you know, when you're the number one overall seed like we were last year, you get to pick where you go. When you don't take care of business as much during the season, you got to go where they send you and be happy that you're in the best sporting event on the planet. And do the best you can. And I think our minds are in a good place. I think our bodies will be rested, and we'll go out there and play well.
Coach, you told me on Friday night that everything you've done had kind of helped prepare you for this point, helped prepare everything with your roster, had helped prepare you for what you're about to face, whether it's one game or hopefully 6, as we have the utmost hope for it being. But this is the time of year where you were talking about maybe taking Saturday and Sunday off. Obviously, Saturday was travel, but taking Saturday off, Sunday off, and then really getting after it today. Walk us through the schedule and what it will be like before you go into battle on Friday in that matchup against Charleston.
Yeah, I mean, we got after it pretty good today. I thought our guys competed in practice as hard as they've competed in a while. So, I was proud of them in that regard. We'll get after it again tomorrow pretty good, just try to get the competitive flow. We need to get a rhythm back. We haven't had our full roster available to us without a minutes restriction in a month. And, a month ago we had best offense in the country, and we were clicking pretty good. And we beat Texas A&M 175. The last game we had everybody available to play a full game without a minutes restriction. So this next game we play will be the first time since then. We want to get after it and practice, get our rhythm back without having any injuries, because we'd like to have our full roster with no minutes restrictions available to us. But, we do need to keep our conditioning up. We need to get our edge back. We need to get chemistry back, guys playing together with each other. And, and we got to get back playing good basketball. I thought today was a huge step in the right direction, and tomorrow will be another pretty tough practice. We'll lighten it up a little bit from today, and then we'll back it way off, Wednesday and Thursday, and then be hopefully fresh and ready to go on Friday.
Coach, our phone line's not really open tonight, but we do make exceptions. And the first question from the phones brought to us by Alabama 811 to help prevent injuries, outages, and loss of life. Call 811 or visit al811.com. Before you dig, it's free, it's simple, it's the law, and, Coach, it's Pee Wee, so we got to work him in. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, Coach, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Pee Wee. I could have predicted who the question was going to be from when he said they weren't really open. They kind of are.
Well, I appreciate that, Coach. Like Chris said, the game didn't really go the way that we wanted it to go, Friday night. But it seems like more that Grant gets in foul trouble, which, he got a phantom foul because he never even touched the guy and got called for a foul. But it seems like the more that he spends off the floor, it affects our offense, say, like more than anybody else who may take a break, if that makes sense. I was just wondering what your thoughts were of that and how maybe we can play without maybe quite fouling so much.
Yeah, I'm with you. We Coach Pannone sat down with Grant before that game, went through all his fouls, like the previous half dozen games or so, kind of, tried to talk to him about, and he definitely gets some phantom calls. The good thing is hopefully we'll have different referees that haven't seen us all year, and maybe we don't get some of these phantom calls we've been getting. But, yeah, we need him on the floor. I agree with you. When he, some of these runs, like the Florida game, he was on the floor at the end of the first half. And I'm not a guy that sits a guy with 2 fouls the whole first half. He just hasn't been very good playing with fouls. It's like as soon as he gets one, he immediately picks up 2 more. So when he got his second, I was trying to, hold him out, try to get through the first half. It was probably a mistake in hindsight because they went on a big run while I had him held out. It didn't end well. But we need to figure out how to keep him out of foul trouble, maybe getting some fresh refs that haven't seen us all year. Maybe that'll help. Maybe be mature a little bit and not foul. But, yeah, it'd be nice if we keep him on the floor a little more.
Coach, we only got about a minute or so left with you. I got to tell you, we completely understand and I'm not trying to make you feel worse than you already do, but you know our buddy Morgan Crabtree that I've told you about, who's this year, Coach, he's traveled 13,000 miles from Kentucky to Tuscaloosa for home games. He's only missed 2 home games. He's been to 3 road games. Coach, he came here tonight to see you.
Oh,
we got to put a. He's here, Coach, and he's got a smile on his face. He gives you a free pass because he knows you're under the weather. But we got to get a care package for my boy here. We got to get him taken care of because he's been too good.
We got to talk to Garrett, our equipment guy, and get him taken care of. I hope he didn't drive down just to see me, because that's a lot more important people to see to drive that far. So I hope he has some family in town or something.
Whatever's going to make you feel better, Coach. Yeah, we'll go with that. But we'll get you guys connected, and we'll let you see him another time. Morgan just said, just get to feeling better, Coach. That's all that matters. Hey, good luck. You just told him, and we look forward to seeing you on the airplane tomorrow, feeling better, and look forward to seeing the Tide roll out in Spokane. Coach, thank you for the time. Appreciate you so much.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chris. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Coach Nate Oats with us on the Yellowhammer Brewing Hotline. A refreshing Bama highlight coming your way in a moment from Yellowhammer Brewing, brewed locally in Alabama and served to fans across the Southeast. You're listening to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Protect your car's home, life, and business with Alfa. Back after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big tried-and-true advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators, to large agricultural equipment, they've got serious game. Plus, the tried-and-true Tri-Green team is always there when you need an assist. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
At Alabama Roofing Professionals, our first priority is you, the customer, and ensuring that you are a happily satisfied customer with a roof that you love. We are professionals in the roofing business and will treat your home like it's our own. For a free quote, visit us online at alroofpros.com. Official roofing partner of the Crimson Tide, Alabama Roofing Professionals. Our name says it all.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Stewart. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Bama works it inside. Nelson, great pass. Dioubate off the glass. Got it to go. Oh, Mo got it to drop on a great feed from Nelson, and the Tide leads by 8. Another Bama highlight presented by Yellowhammer Brewing, brewed locally in Alabama and served to fans across the Southeast. You heard the highlight of a play by Mohamed Dioubate. Mo Dioubate, do you even remember where that was from? Which game that was in?
No, I don't actually.
It's hard on radio, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's tough.
I play a lot of games.
If you had a decent play-by-play guy, you might be able to tell where that was from. Good to see you. It's good that you've had enough highlights that you don't remember each of them. Your freshman year, it's got to be tough, man. You're coming in. You're used to playing all the minutes, all through school, all through youth basketball. Whenever you started, now here you are in college, and you got 12 other scholarship guys, 13 of them now, that are all used to the very same thing. It's tough to get the minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But you just gotta adjust.
Right.
Just gotta adjust. That's all.
Tell me what it's been like with. This is a roster that's brand new. I mean, you got 9 new guys, 3 guys that hadn't been here but a year. So what's that like in terms of adjusting to each other and gelling to become a team, not to mention guys like you have to adjust to just college life, period, because it's brand new to you?
It just starts from, our relationship off the court. Makes it easier. It transitions to the court, so we all have a good relationship off the court, so it just makes it easier. But the transition is definitely hard. It was definitely hard, especially being away from home. So yeah.
So when you went through the boot camp deal, now I saw there were a lot of guys, they weren't ready for it, and I don't mean the physical part of it, because I know that's a different type of challenge. But you guys were in great shape by then. You knew how to handle a lot of it, but some of you guys weren't dressed right now. Some of you didn't have the right shoes, and you had newer shoes on. Were you one of those guys?
I was out that time. I was hurt.
Oh, good for you.
I was injured.
You never thought you would be glad to be injured. That was a good time, right?
Yeah. So, I was out that time. I didn't get to do what those guys did, It was seeing it was even hard, thinking about it. So, shout out to the guys that did it.
But so yours is coming next year too, right?
Yeah, man. I'll be ready for it.
You're going to make sure you find some old shoes and get ready to go. So I'm going to guess a lot of the stuff they did when you grew up in Queens, you didn't have to deal with that, right?
Nah, we just play in the park and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Now, I know that's got its own challenges, too, because you play those pickup games in New York now. Are they everything we hear they are?
Yeah, that's what we do every day. We just play in the park, pickup games, ride our bikes and stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty tough, though, You
ever thought back how many guys – how many guys you were in a game with in a pickup game now on a street court in Queens?
Yeah.
Wound up on college rosters. How many were on the same floor at the same time? Did you have 5-on-5 where it was 10 guys that were playing college ball? Not quite?
Most of the guys that I grew up playing with, they didn't make it to this level.
Okay.
They're good players, but unfortunately they didn't make it to this level. But there's a lot of talent that just don't make it here,
Yeah, you didn't have to go far to find it, did you?
Yeah, I'm just fortunate. I'm just fortunate enough that I got a chance. I got an opportunity to play at this level. So,
Queens to Queen City Boulevard in Tuscaloosa. Have you seen Queen City Boulevard?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, you ain't got too far off campus then. Queen City Boulevard is in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
But so what's it been like to adjust not just to the South but University of Alabama?
The food is different. I'm used to eating home food. I'm West African, so I'm used to my mother cooking and stuff like that, or eating inside the house. Just the food is different. Soul food is different. It tastes different. The weather is better here, so it kind of has its pros and cons. But
we're laughing off air about Coming to America. That's all I know about Queens. Any of it you've seen Coming to America, right? All right. Any of it true? Much of it look familiar?
Yeah, it's kind of true. People over there are crazy.
How about the barbershop?
Yeah, that's how they are.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was just checking. All right, so you guys go through the grind of the season. Now here you are. It's the most exciting time. It's NCAA tournament. I know you watched as a kid. You follow it. You're excited about having a chance to play in this thing. But does it hit you that, man, I'm actually get to play and get a chance to really contend for that one shining moment?
Yeah, it haven't hit me yet, but I feel like once we get to Washington, it's probably gonna hit me once I get in the environment, the atmosphere. And I have a lot of friends back home that just, they constantly telling me, bro, you're playing in the tournament this year. This is everything you talked about as a kid. So I feel like it's gonna hit me once I get to Washington. Yeah.
We're all looking forward to it. Hey, it's great to see you. We appreciate you coming in and visiting with us a little bit at Baumhower's.
Sure.
Get you a good bite to eat, then back to work tomorrow. Coach has already told us he's putting you guys through a lot, man. Tough day, huh?
Yeah.
Go rest then.
Yeah, man. We just getting ready, So
we look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Thanks for having me.
Mo, we appreciate you, buddy. Mohamed Dioubate, remember the Crimson Tide basketball team, doing a great job in his freshman year, helping the Tide to a second-place finish, just one game out of first in the SEC standings, but able to participate once again. You're listening to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance, here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide. If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryant Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
What you doing? Yeah, you. Listening to this ad right now. What you up to? Well, if you have auto insurance through Alfa, you know what you're not doing? Worrying about claims or stressing over coverage. Alfa handles the details for you so you can keep doing whatever you're doing. That's life with Alfa Insurance. Visit alfainsurance.com to learn more.
There's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but great teams let their performance do the talking, like the Ford F-150 truck with smart tech that'll help win the day and leave the competition speechless. That's why F-150 is the best-selling full-size pickup in Alabama. Greatness starts here. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Based on S&P Global Mobility Total, U.S. new vehicle registrations for the standard full-size pickup segment RYTD April 2023. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. You could say we know a thing or two about tradition. We've been family, community, and financially strong since we began in 1906. Being a team player is part of our culture. That's why at CB&S Bank, we're proud to sponsor the University of Alabama Athletics and prouder to take the field or court with you. Visit cbsbank.com today. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, Coach is presented by CB&S Bank. Bank anywhere at any time with CB&S Bank's digital solutions. Managing your finances has never been so easy. Hey, don't forget about the ultimate Crimson Tide shopping experience at Alumni Hall. You can get officially licensed Bama gear and apparel for your entire family. Top brands: Nike, Peter Millar, Southern Tide, Johnny O, all at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, or online, alumnihall.com. That's where Bama fans shop. Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. Protect your cars, home, life, and business with Alfa. We're coming back and wrapping it up when we return to the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.